Okay. Um, hey guys, welcome to another stream. Today has been a very long day. I wanted to do this stream a lot sooner in the day. I did not manage to. So, welcome to today's stream. Today, we're going to be talking about performance marketing and demand generation in business to business sales, essentially. I think it's one of the most important things any business can do. But I just want to start off with a little bit of a frustrating thing that happened to me today because Adobe, watch out, Adobe, fix your nonsense. So I see $130 deduction from our business account today from Adobe. Log on to Adobe, and then I decide, you know what? We actually don't use it that much. I'm going to cancel it. And for those of you that don't know, actually, it's a little bit of a tactic. If you cancel, if you threaten to cancel, they give you a discount. So it's a bit of a tactic. But this time I didn't get back to it in time to threaten to cancel in time to take advantage of the 3-month discount that they typically give. But then I said I want to cancel, officially cancel. And they said to me, you're going to need to pay $450 to cancel. Can you believe that?
Dang.
$450 to cancel my subscription. Scam.
Dang.
It's a scam. It's a scam.
150.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, we actually operate a social media agency that also specializes in marketing. So we are a marketing and video first social media agency. We do photography and all those other things, but video is typically the way of the future. People pay attention more to video than they do photo. Photos they get a look at for a glance in a moment. Videos can imprint, and videos leave a lasting impression. So we like to do video. But just to get back on that, today was really long. I think we had a couple things. For starters, I entered the office really late. Brendan was here before me.
That's saying something.
And that's saying something. But yeah, so today we're going to be doing some discussions and talk about performance marketing.
Marquez, what's up, man? Yeah, see you soon, boy. Sorry. It was in the middle of
Yeah. All right. So what is demand generation and performance marketing? The best and simplest way that I can put it, demand generation performance marketing is marketing your business to increase the demand. How can you do that? There are so many different ways that you can do that. Let's give an example. We actually are going to be working with a cafe that approached us most recently, and the beautiful thing about this cafe is that they have a POS system, a really advanced POS system that we're going to take advantage of the moment that we get into this cafe and start working with them to do their social media content. So on the front end, from a demand generation standpoint, we're going to be beautifying the social media page, which means that we'll be doing all kinds of social media content for them that is very much food related, because everybody has to eat, right? So all the food related social media content that we'll do will go on the Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. So Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, X, LinkedIn, every single one of their social media platforms, we will be posting on them to make sure that everyone knows they have phenomenal, amazing, delicious food, because the vibe in the cafe is absolutely amazing. They spent a lot of money and a lot of time curating this really gorgeous interior and exterior. And the problem is they're in a little nook of a certain part of Casula in Sydney. So no one really, it's not like the main road. The main road is about all the way on the other side of them, and they're in the little nook in the back corner. So it's not the most ideal spot for people to just find a cafe, but people that do find the cafe will probably think that, it's a little cute little find, and they probably will keep coming back. But so what my job is, and what our job is to improve and increase the demand for the cafe. We'll be doing that through social media content that is going to showcase what their menu's like. They've got a beautiful interior, but their online, I guess you could say, portfolio or online visual identity doesn't reflect that. And for a cafe, they're not doing a lot of cafe-ish content. When I know in today's, in the 21st century, with our Gen Zs and Gen X, typically what happens is when somebody looks for a restaurant, or when somebody looks for a cafe or whatever, they're gonna go straight onto the social media, TikTok, Instagram, to try to see what the food is like, to try to see what the menu's like. They might find the menu online, but then immediately what they're gonna do is they're gonna go onto the social media to see, okay, I saw this chicken parmesan. What does their chicken parmesan look like? So we're going to be capturing all the kinds of content of the food that they have. We'll be capturing all of that, and putting it out there on a regular basis. So we're going to put them on a content schedule plan, and we'll be doing that. Then the next thing that we're also going to be doing is the back end. So we're going to be leveraging the POS system, because when customers come into the store, they can scan and actually download the app, the store's app, and whenever they purchase something and they scan their code, they get points. And a lot of customers don't know that they actually have enough points to come back for a coffee, come back for a meal. So we'll be leveraging that to let the customers know that they can come back for coffee and a meal. And then we want to grow that database and grow it and grow it and grow it. We want people to refer other people. We want people to come in and utilize this system that they're paying so much money for. Because let's be honest, email marketing, there's a 36-to-1 return on email marketing. Email marketing is incredibly powerful. Text message and email marketing, since they've already got the contact details of all the people inside, or all the people that have visited them before, they may as well leverage it. If they even get 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 emails and phone numbers over the next year or 2 years or so, I'm pretty sure they'll get more if they're really, really on top of it. That would mean that if they ever launch a new spot, they could immediately tell 10,000 people who already like what they do and what they cook and what they make. So that is a lot of what we'll be doing with them. So just to jump back into the demand generation and performance marketing, for the performance marketing side of things, we are going to be ensuring that the content that we create for them is content that resonates with their ideal target market. And I don't want to use big words like resonates. Basically, the content is going to be relatable. And when somebody sees it, they'll be able to go, okay, I am making a decision to save this because I want to visit this cafe another time. And then we also want to start making their team a lot more personable, introducing people to their team, the kind of content that makes people want to go to the cafe. That's the performance side of it. And then of course there is a lot of the back end. Like I said, the back end is not as simple as just taking the emails and then just blasting people with emails. No. We will create campaigns around it. So we'll look at the 12-month projection and say, okay, over the next 12 months, this is what we need to do. We want to target these key holiday periods. We want to target these key times. These are the peak times. These are the best times. These are the times when we see people actually come into the store more often. These are times when people don't come in. We'll be able to say, okay, people don't come in on these days that often. Maybe we can actually create offers around those times to increase demand around those times and those days. That's what this is about, because technically you don't know what will work. You never ever, I'll be honest with you, you never know what will work. The whole point of this is you take from your experience. So my experience, our experience as a team, we pull from our experience and say, okay, this is from historically, this has worked for other businesses that we've worked with. Let's adapt it for this business and let's give it a try and see how we go. And then typically what we see is, okay, this worked really well. Let's do more of what's working really well. Now, right now, I'm literally just finalizing a couple things on our website, which I will actually just show you right here. Hopefully it doesn't cause me any issues to show you this. Will it? No, it won't. Okay. All right, if we come here, okay. Scene number 2. So coming here, you can probably see this is our website at the moment, and claim your unique offer. I just put this pop up because I am going to be offering people a unique offer. Hop on the website, reesmedia.com, not .com.au, just .com. We do own the .com.au domain as well though, but I haven't routed it to this .com. Claim your unique offer, and then we're just offering it's talking about some of the services that we provide with photography, videography, Facebook ad campaigns, social media management, professional podcasting, professional multi-camera live streaming, some of what people say about us, FAQs, I've been having this here. I would prefer that this not be there. I would prefer the Google integration, but the big issue I'm having with Google at the moment, Google, seems like I have issues with everybody, but I don't. Google, we moved offices and Google will not unblock my profile because we moved offices. That's a huge problem, and I'm going back and forth with them about it, and I'm telling them I own the business. We have moved offices. Unblock my profile so people can leave us reviews.
Is that why?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's why.
Oh, no way.
They blocked our profile because we moved.
Damn.
Yeah.
Is it like proper terminals we have to follow before we move?
They want us to record a video showcasing the documents, the ownership documents, all that, and this is a pain. Just a pain. I just need to get it done. So that's all. And also signage. We need to get the office signage done.
Mm.
So they want to see signage. They want to see all that. Then I'll have to record a video from the street, coming all the way into the elevator, coming upstairs, showing them the signage, then showing them the ownership docs. Wow. Crazy.
Well, as crazy as it is, I guess it would be good for people to know where we are.
Don't take their side.
I guess it would be good.
So we actually host our website on Go High Level, and one super cool thing that I've actually seen most recently is this right here. We can actually now this is just I created this little AI thing, and you can ask it any kind of questions about the services that we provide and how much they cost, basically, to get a general idea of what something will cost you if we were to work with us for any of the services that we provide. Whether that be weddings, from the weddings page. I know that this is not the weddings page of the business, but whether that be whatever it is, this is essentially a simple way to see the stuff. All right. I got a little bit sidetracked and went on a little bit of a tangent, but let's continue talking about performance marketing and why it's important. Pardon me, sorry guys. I think a lot of people don't realize just how important marketing their business is. I think that if you leave your business to be marketed through word of mouth, you're leaving a lot on the table, because word of mouth dries up. It really does. I think you may be satiated with enough demand with word of mouth, but it gets to a point where it is feast or famine. In your 12 months throughout the year, you may have periods where you're inundated with work because you've got great word of mouth, or you may have periods where you are really dry because there isn't a lot of work, because there isn't as much word of mouth going around about you. That's a problem. So this is why people market, and the more you market, the more you put yourself out there. Doesn't matter if you own a business or a brand or a personal brand or whatever it is that you're doing, marketing is important. So the number one part of marketing, create content. Okay, there we go. So my mixer switches off when it is not being used, and it assumed that it's not being used. Anyway, so I think I was on a little rant about performance marketing. So if you're the number one reason why you see that you're not getting as much business as you'd like to get, if you're a cafe, a hotel manager, if you are in sales, if you're in whatever it is, it's because you're not putting yourself out there enough. Put yourself out there more. People need to know what you do, what value you actually bring to the table. The more you talk to people, the more you share your expertise, the more you just speak out about what it is you do, what you're passionate about, where your expertise lie, the more people can trust you. Give, 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 and continue to give as much as you possibly can. Probably one of the best things that I could possibly say. I think for people out there that don't necessarily have the money to hire an agency like us to do their performance marketing and demand generation for them, the best thing you can do for yourself is spend some hours creating content. Now, what does that look like? I think the first thing that I know people will ask is, okay, you want me to create content. What does that look like? It's actually quite simple. The first thing you could possibly do is sit down and structure your goals, right? Are your goals to get more leads? Let's say you're a real estate agent. So your goals may be, because there are different types of real estate agents, right? You've got your real estate agents for purchasing, selling, renting, all kinds. If you're a rental real estate agent and you want people to bring their properties to you to manage, real estate manager, you probably then want to do a lot of content that talks about how people can save on costs, how people can support the people living in their homes, how they can select the right people to live in their homes for renting, how people can also purchase homes that they can then give to a real estate manager to manage, how they can save money when working with a real estate manager. What should a real estate manager be doing for them? How much should real estate managers be choosing? Just so many types of things. You can give people insight into your professional world and how that helps them, because they'll never be as professional as you, but you can give them insight into that. And by giving them insight into that, you inadvertently build trust. Let's give another one. So let's talk about legal. Let's say you're a law firm. There's a law firm that I was actually observing recently, and they do this pretty well. They do a lot of they do partner visas, and all they were doing, all the kind of content that they were doing, they would just talk about partner visas, how to apply for a partner visa, what you need to keep in mind, the kind of evidence that you need, how much would it cost, and a bunch of things. And they would rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Because what happens is the moment you post, somebody else is posting. So you're going to get buried under all these posts. So you have to be consistent. And what happens when you are consistent, your audience will eventually start to grow. And the more your audience grows, the more influence you will have. And if it's leads that you're after, the more leads that you have. If it's more conversations you're after, the more conversations that you have. If you're trying to redirect people to a funnel, redirect people to your website, you'll be able to do that naturally more often as well. So I think doing it yourself until you're able to work with an agency like us is probably one of the best things that you can do. Ultimately, I always say to people, you want to work up to being able to work with an agency. And after that, if you can work up to being able to have an in-house team, even better, right? I wouldn't necessarily say an in-house team is always better, but because agencies typically, like, this is our bread and butter, this is what we do. So we're always going to be a step ahead in terms of, how we approach doing this type of stuff. Yeah. One other thing, let's talk about some of the aspects of demand generation and performance marketing that people forget. Your entire image as a business is under scrutiny. So if you didn't know this already, people are watching and they're choosing who to buy from, they're choosing who to work with. So if you're a service-based business and your entire image as a business is not up to par and not up to scratch, they'll look at you and say you're a scammer. Another thing, very, very quickly, off the top, pricing. If you're not priced appropriately for the services that you provide for the market that you're pitching to, immediately it's not gonna work for you. So these are some of the things that I actually do typically advise the clients that we work with on. But essentially, a lot of the clients that we work with have got established prestigious businesses already anyway, so it's not anything that's too new for them. It's more when they're trying to take a new direction with certain things, or introduce new products, new services, and so on. But it's very important that your website looks very clean. It needs to match the aesthetic that you exude. So if you yourself are a clean and polished individual and you're selling and you sell a service, let's say for example you're a plumber, or even better, you're a construction you are a builder. So you have a building company and you are a very clean cut individual. Your website doesn't reflect that though. Your booking system is all over the place. It looks haphazard. You do great work, but your online digital footprint just looks chaotic. Your website looks terrible. Your Google, what is it? Your Google business profile is your home address instead of being your office, even though you have an office. Your social media looks absolutely dreadful. You've got selfies on there from 2012. People these days are looking you up. They're looking to see how seriously you take your things. Because unfortunately, however seriously you take your things is however seriously they think you will take their things. And that's that. Take yourself seriously so people will take you seriously. Take your social media seriously so people will take you seriously. Take your website seriously so people will take you seriously. Every aspect of what you do, not just the work that you put out, has to be good. Because remember, that client might know you and trust you, but the referral or the new person who's scrolling and looking for a builder won't. They won't know that your work is high quality. They'll just assume that it's not. So, what else can I really say about demand generation and performance marketing? I would say, I think I've said this already, but I genuinely believe that it is demand generation and performance marketing would be the reason why, the only way to scale your small business brand or anything like that in terms of revenue. You always need to be looking at marketing, whether that's email marketing, could be outbound outreach, it could be marketing to the what do you call it, mail marketing, creating flyers that get distributed to homes in the areas, in your local areas. It could be a number of different things. So I do think that as an individual, look into that. And yeah, I don't have a heck of a lot to say today. But yeah, what did I get up to? I think we came into the office, we had our morning meeting. I always want to jump into talking a little bit about what we do as an agency, but we had our morning meeting to look at some of the things that we do. And some of the work that is outstanding. And Brandon has just finished the last bit of work that we actually need to get done for this week. So it'll be home. It's home time for us. And then we'll be back again next week. So I actually would love to be doing these live streams, potentially, I would say 3 times a week for about approximately an hour. But I think these live streams will get a little bit easier once people start actually joining and conversing and asking questions about some of the things that we do, so that I can help you guys as well. That's essentially why I do this. This is my way and my form of being able to give back as an agency, to give back to the people that maybe just want some advice, maybe just want to chat about this kind of work and what it means to be in this industry, or maybe you want to hire an agency but you don't know where to start. What should you do? How do you know you are ready? And specifically when I say agency, I'm talking about social media agency, marketing agency, digital agency that's in demand generation and growing your business. Because essentially, why you wouldn't just hire an agency because for the fun of it. You want to grow your business. That's the most important part of it. So yeah.
That looks good.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's us signing off. I'll catch you in the next one.